We remember to...
Sorry.
Very Jim Carrey of you. Very Christmas Grinchy. We're back.
I don't know it.
You don't know the Grinch?
I know the Grinch, but...
I don't know, it just felt very... It felt very Jim Carrey Grinchy.
Was it a line from the movie?
No. It was just that vibe.
Okay.
Welcome back. We remembered to turn on the video this time, so thank you so much for coming to our fun and exciting time. How have you been?
Frannie's leading the episode.
We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
I'm good. Mostly.
Yay, me as well. I think that's how we just always answer. We're just good. Mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our last episode was before the election.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Or like right around then.
It was right before the election.
Okay. I can't remember if it was. I don't remember. No, it was.
Maybe it was right after.
It was right around though. Yeah. We're still sad. I haven't cried about it lately. Yeah, we were discussing things before then, and I told her things that made her sad. I haven't cried about it in a while, so that's, I think, positive, but the rage is strong. There's a lot of rage going on currently.
I'm just having disassociation all the way.
Yep, I feel that.
I'm just taking it day by day.
We've missed a lot of stuff since we've been here, so we're obviously our talk today is going to be about what we've been doing the past couple weeks, kind of catching up. We were both kind of intermittently out of town, so we'll kind of talk about that. But we've missed a lot in pop culture, too. Like, a lot's been going on. Luigi. I love me some Luigi. Just the whole idea of it. My favorite thing I saw this week was pictures of him on a slideshow at a club while they were playing Hannah Montana, He Could Be the One. And it was like, He Could Be... And it was really, really good. I saved it because it made me so happy.
I'm still, I can't think of the word, but I'm like in the middle. I'm like, I don't not support what he did, but I can't romanticize him either in my brain.
I just think it's very interesting.
He was attractive before. I saw some pictures that I was like, he looks a little...
Because he was in jail and the whole thing. Yeah,
before jail, unless they starved him.
He looked really skinny before he went in. It looked like he could have been losing weight because of his pain management stuff that he had going on. So, but it's just been interesting to watch how social media has handled it. I think it's been really interesting. Oh God, it's been interesting to see how that goes. It's been very interesting. Yeah. Let's see what else.
It is interesting, right?
Yeah.
You never, I don't know. You never think things are going to happen, and then all of a sudden, your real life has turned into a movie. Yeah,
it's very, thriller. Men on the run, found. Did he want to be found? We don't know. He's the start of a is it the start of a revolution? What does it look like? It's...
And why does this kind of seem more intense than... Why does a vigilante kind of... We consider him a vigilante?
Yeah, vigilante.
Kind of situation seem a
romanticized,
little more far-fetched than a school shooting.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people are numb to the school shooting thing, and repeatedly, as we've been calling for something like that to be changed, and there to be gun laws, and there to be this stuff done with guns, that it's not being answered, so they're just letting the children go to slaughter. They're just okay with letting it be.
So is it just because we've experienced the school shootings so much more frequently that it's...
I mean, the school...
I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
The shooters...
I have to leave the chat.
No. I'm trying to... I understand kind of what you're saying. Why is this different than that? Why is him going out and doing what he thought was right?
Not in comparison to the murder, because I do see a difference in what his motive was compared to killing innocent children. It's completely different. That's not what I'm comparing at all. I just mean, why
haven't we picked up the vigilante side for the children? That part of it?
Maybe. Why don't we see more vigilante stuff? Not that I want people out there murdering people.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is the first time we've seen anything like this in, a very public, looks like he's playing to, it's very Taylor Swift coded. Very Taylor Swift in the way that, there was Monopoly money and, that group of people who's, Taylor Swift leaves...
Get me out of this.
They leave all these, she leaves Easter eggs, and I even saw a joke on TikTok that was this would happen right after the Eras tour ends, because those Taylor Swift people are out there being and I can put this together and this, and it took place in Altona, and Altona was in Pennsylvania, and that's the Pennsylvania Railroad, and that's part of Monopoly, and McDonald's, and Monopoly. There's so many, conspiracy theories that go into it that it's interesting. It's just... Yeah, and like then we had the shooting that happened yesterday or the day before.
I don't think I've heard about this one yet.
Another school shooting in
Really?
Wisconsin. This was a girl who did it, a young girl, a teenage girl, from what they've said, at a Christian school, and I believe a teacher and a student were killed, and a couple other people were injured, and then they killed themselves.
Oh my God.
Unalived, I guess I should say, unalived themselves. Yeah. So
I'll never understand that.
Yeah.
Take yourself out first.
I know. Or ask for help. I mean, that's the main thing.
Definitely ask for help.
And also don't allow people to get guns. That's the biggest thing, is like we can do mental health and we can make that a thing, and it is important to what's involved. But guns kill people.
My dad was telling me, I don't know if it was just New Mexico, but he was telling me about some gun laws that are going in where it's going to make it harder to get guns fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like apparently now you can walk into a store and in 2 hours you can get a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to change the laws to where it's going to be a week. And I was like, that's great.
Yeah.
Who needs a gun in 2 hours? And we had this whole discussion about how, well, what if you're on a hunt and your gun gets damaged? Should have planned for that. Should have brought a second gun.
Yeah.
You're just not going to get a deer today.
Yeah.
Like, nobody needs a gun in a couple hours. Nobody needs a gun in a week, if you ask me.
Yeah, and we also don't need semi-automatic weapons as well. Like,
I'm pro-guns, and I'm pro-gun control. There's a way around it.
There's always a way to do it.
Do some bigger...
I'm ready.
More digging, like to make sure that people
do the background checks that are actually meant to have. You can go to a literal like convention and get a gun and not have a background check done.
Yeah.
Like
I've been to one.
It's wild. Like it's crazy. Yeah, so that was a big thing. Trying to think what else other.
There's a shooting, apparently.
There's some drones that people are freaking out about. I haven't really I'm trying to avoid the drones. I'm trying not to make that my whole TikTok feed because it goes real conspiracy real fast, and I just don't think I'm that person.
It must not be that big of a deal.
I think it's government based, but
it must be our
own government.
Our government knows what's going on no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And two, it must not be a big deal, or at least not to the government, because they haven't stopped it yet.
That's exactly my thought process. So I'm just been avoiding it.
If y'all aren't going to worry, I'm not going to worry.
Yeah, I'm just like, whatever. I'm trying to think of any celebrity news that's been fun. Well, not fun, but did you ever watch Vanderpump?
A little bit.
You know James Kennedy?
You mentioned it the other day.
He got in trouble.
He beat up his girlfriend?
Or there was an altercation, so they both
acknowledged
it. Well, we don't know exactly what happened, but allegedly he was out on bond, and some stuff happened, so I feel bad for them. I feel bad for her. I wish she would get his stuff together, and I think he wasn't sober. I think that's part of it. Anytime
drama comes up like that, or like the MGK and Megan Fox issue that's going, I'm just like, is this just for attention?
Yeah, I don't think that his girlfriend Allie is really the one for attention. I don't think she would want to do something like this, but I think he was probably drinking again, and that leads to stuff, which is unfortunate, but. And the Megan Fox thing is wild. There's so many things going on.
I mean, I thought they were, they talk about how they're each other's
soulmates or whatever.
Past life lovers. She's having his baby. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I think he'll be, he seems to really love his daughter, so hopefully they can figure out a way to make it work.
I was thinking, he just doesn't seem like that kind of person. Not that I know this guy, but, you have a daughter, and he loves his daughter, and he treats his daughter well. How can you treat that kind of woman well, but not every woman?
Yeah. Good question.
Say that for a lot of men.
I was going to say, good question. What else? Wicked?
Oh my God, Wicked.
I'm holding place for Wicked. That's what they say. I'm holding space for Wicked. It was an interview they did. Some lady was like, I'm with the queer community and we're holding space. And Cynthia Erivo was like, I didn't know that. I didn't know you were holding space. And Ariana just grabs her little nail and just held onto her nail, and she was just like
her fingernail?
Yeah, she has a very long nail, so her nail she just held on to it while they were sitting there. Not it would have to be a much longer nail. But yes, and she was just and she's like, I didn't know they were holding space for that, and she just got very emotional. And Ariana came out later and was like, I didn't know what was happening. I was just like, yes.
I still don't know what's happening.
That's pretty much how everybody feels about it, but we're holding space.
But do you know what that means?
No.
Okay.
But I think that's the point. But we're holding space for it. I actually listened to a bunch of Wicked today. I did some Dancing Through Life, some Defying Gravity.
I do kind of want to see it again, but I'll probably wait till it comes out.
So, yeah, I might take Lauren and Aurora.
What are we thinking it's going to come out on?
I have no idea. I don't even know how that works anymore. Where does it go? I know on Netflix, the Colleen Hoover one, that one's on Netflix. I saw that.
I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah, I just don't know where it goes.
I'm kind of hoping it goes to Disney. It feels like
I guess that makes sense. It's Universal, so I don't know if Universal has a platform that they specifically release to.
Probably like
Peacock or Paramount.
Yeah, I was thinking Paramount maybe.
Maybe. I can share if you. I have a login. You can come over and watch it.
Okay. Defying Gravity.
Yeah, so that's been going on. I'm trying to think if there's any other fun stuff that's been going on. I'm trying to think.
Oh, Wicked was after your trip.
Yes, it was after my trip.
Yeah.
The end of the Eras tour. I'll talk a little bit about that on my activities, but that's been very sad. Happy, but sad. I think there's a lot of people that are sad about it.
Because it's over now, right?
Yeah. So no more. I actually spent the last couple nights watching the lives on YouTube and listening to them, just kind of in case she released anything, or just kind of enjoying it. And I enjoyed it just as much as live as I did watching it in real life. It was super fun.
What do you think this next year will be like for her? Like, she'll clearly have a break.
Great question.
Her man's will still have a whole.
He's still got the rest of the year. Yeah, they'll probably end up in the Super Bowl like they always do. That's the Chiefs. Although Harrison Butker did miss a field goal, and everybody was really happy.
Oh yeah.
Because he missed like a 29.
Jackass. But your wife could do better.
Probably. Yeah, from what I've heard, I don't know. Her birthday was just a couple days ago, so right before her birthday, she was in Kansas City visiting children in the hospital. She was at a children's hospital going around and hanging out with people.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Maybe she just takes the time. I mean, she's been on tour for almost 2 years straight. It'll be nice for her to breathe. She's still got 2 re-records left. So I don't know when we'll get those, or if I assume we'll get them eventually. But if she wants to do that in her time off, maybe wait until next year to release one, just so it works up with like the award season. Because right now she'll have 2 or 3 that could be award season ready. And if you wait till the next calendar year, I think that somehow affects it. So maybe award season will be interesting if she does. We still have Debut and Reputation, and I could see her writing another album too.
Oh, she'll definitely bust out another album.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be as fast as next year?
I don't know. I don't know if she probably has it, but I don't know if she would do it. I think she might finish up the re-records, and then this would be her first album officially with everything under her name. I think would be interesting to kind of do a every 4 months release something kind of thing.
This next album will be really cool because it's so her life is so fresh. New relationship.
Yeah.
She already dusted off the old one with
TTPD.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got a little bit of what that new relationship is like on there, so it'll be interesting. There's 1 or 2 songs that are Travis adjacent, so it'll be interesting to see what that's like. Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited because I entered my T-Swift era last year.
Yeah.
And I've still only got my toes in the water.
Yeah, I'm still growing in it too. It changes all the time. I was thinking about it. One of my favorite songs that might have made it into my 3 songs that describe me, Taylor Swift-wise, is Lover. And I used to not like Lover. I would skip it. And now it's a song that describes me. And so there's always new things to learn. Hearing one of the songs that we heard for the show, I've listened to that now after I heard it live from her singing it. So there's always new things to learn and see and kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun.
I should probably listen to her more. I still don't really listen to her, but I like being on the sidelines.
Enjoying it.
The video that Mandy sent the other day about the firefighters, and it was books in Taylor Swift. I couldn't relate to the joke.
Yeah.
But I saw him just immediately take on the fire, and I was like, oh, that's awesome.
You should have been oh my goodness.
He just went right in. I don't think he had a choice.
And I'm over here the books and Taylor Swift. Yay. Yeah, that was really funny. I really enjoyed that. Should we kind of go into what we've been doing? And we'll kind of see what we got going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go for you. Want to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay.
You go first because we're going chronologically. So we had the election, and then boom, you were going out of town.
So I went out of town. I went to Detroit, Michigan. It was a great time. Chilly, rainy. My friend and her husband live up there. It was my first time going to visit their house, and I've been friends with her for like 10 years, close to it, and she's owned that house for like 7 of those years.
And you've also been to Michigan.
Yeah, but not to see them. I would go see family.
Okay.
So usually her and I meet in other places. So I will go to North Carolina where her family lives. Her parents live there, and we'll go there together. Or she was a travel nurse for a little while, so I would go. She was out in California in 2022, so I went out there twice in 2022.
So this was your first time in Michigan?
Visiting her, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was my first time up there. And she lived on a cute little lake, and it's really precious and it looks nice. So I left here on a Tuesday, got on a plane, nice easy flight straight there. Got off the plane and then wanted to cry a little bit because it was so nice to not be here and to be somewhere where I just felt a little, I don't know, safer. There was still a lot of emotions left over, so I was feeling a little bit better and went and saw her, and then we rode in together. She picked me up from the airport, and it was chilly, and I love how cold it is, and they were working the whole time, so I kind of just hung out at the house with the dogs. So the first day we got there, and oh no, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Like, oh no. And so the first day we got there, it was nighttime, so the next day we woke up, and I just hung around the house, and I made Taylor Swift friendship bracelets, because that was the whole point we were going, was to go see Taylor Swift in Toronto. We went as a group of 6 back in April of 2023. We were really lucky to get seats in Tampa. And I will say, when we first went, I was a Taylor Swift fan. I listened a long time, but it wasn't how I felt going this time. Mm-hmm. Like, it was much different this time. I was much more into everything. And my love for her as a musician and as a person had grown a lot. So I made friendship bracelets. I had so much fun making the friendship bracelets. Lots of funny ones. I was going to bring down my bag that has all of them in them, because I still have all of them. But like, we did one that's like fucked in the head, and we did one that's like bad guy, good for the weekend. My favorite one, because I love Lover right now, is They See Right Through Me. That was one I made. And then we made some so that we could give them to people if they wanted to trade, because I don't want to trade the ones that I made. Because I was like, no, I want mine. And the artist had a lot of like curse words on them. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. There's quite a few that had curse words. And the funniest thing was, when I was making the bracelets, I came up with all these ideas so fast because we had Taylor Swift like playing while we were sitting there. And so I'd be like, oh, this is an idea. And I'd grab the pieces, the leathers, and I'd put them in a container or like in a pile. And then I just would forget it. So then by the end of it, I had all these piles and cups. And like, we eventually found cups and bowls for me to put them in. That they were just sitting there, and I had no idea what they were or what they meant. They were just mixed letters. Because they were just mixed letters, and sometimes it was not just mine; it was 2 bracelets, so it was 2 sets of letters. Or I missed a letter, and I just look at it, and I'd be like, and I had to just, there was like maybe 6 or 7 that I had to just put back. What a fun
little puzzle you could have played with yourself.
I tried to play, and I was so tired. I was like, it was so funny. I've never laughed at myself more than in that moment of like, I don't know what this is, and I'd be like, I thought it was a really good idea. What was it? Like, oh my goodness. It was really funny. It was quite, and it's like me going through like all the containers and then pouring them out and looking at them and then pouring them back in and then like going to the next container. And it was very comical. I really enjoyed it, but it was fun.
Did y'all end up exchanging bracelets with people?
We did end up giving away some. So I gave one away to a mom and a daughter in one of the restaurants that were going. Because the waitress told us that they were going, so I went over and like handed one to them. And then when we were on the, not subway, but like the subway,
metro,
I don't know what they call it there. The subway there, we were talking, and a guy like sat down across from us on the way to the concert, and we were like all dressed and had our bracelets on, and he was like, going to Taylor Swift? And it was like an older man, probably like in his 60s or 70s, and we were like, yeah, and he was like, I'm going to a sleep apnea test, and we were like, oh, good job! Like, thanks for letting us know. And he was like, I can tell you're going because you have the friendship bracelets. Like, what's her most popular song? And so then there was a younger girl sitting next to us, and she was like, oh, it's this one. And I was like, oh, yeah. And, like, we started kind of talking amongst us, and Rivers gave her one when we were leaving. She was like, oh, my God, thank you so much. And it
Was that person going?
No, she was just kind of there hanging out, but it was fun that she got to have one. She seemed appreciative of it. So we made bracelets. So that was I pretty much did like 6 to 8 hours of bracelet making that day. I did a lot of just like sitting there listening to Taylor Swift, and
because she was working, right? Rivers was working.
Yeah, so she was there for some of it, and then she left eventually, so I had to wait for Corky to come pick me up. And then he dropped me off at her work was having like a drinks and snacks kind of thing. So he dropped me off there, and then we went to Pilates. It was my first reformer Pilates class. I hope not my last. I actually really enjoyed it.
So explain what that is. What's a reformer Pilates class?
You know, I'll try my best here. You ever seen those Pilates where they have like the pulleys?
Yeah.
That.
Okay.
So it's like there's a box and a block that you can like move up and down, and like you sit on, and sometimes you stand on one section, you stand on another, and you move.
And like you slide on it?
You slide, and then sometimes like there was one where it was like you put one leg on the sturdy part and one leg on the movie part, and then you move that leg back and forth, and then like you crouch. I physically have a hard time with like crouching and like hunching. That does something to my body that it does not like, and I have a harder time breathing, and I get really overwhelmed quickly. I'm sure it's part of my core strength lacking of. So I had a hard time with that, but it was my first time, and she didn't realize like it was my first time ever. And normally with Pilates you have to have like an individual class. Like you have to have a class before you can join a class. So it's good that I like did a class before to see like what I was good at or what I wasn't good at. But my friend and another girl that is friends with her, they split it. So they do a private class, the two of them every week. So I got to be like the third person to come in and be like, hey. So it was fun. You have a little ball sometimes or little weights.
A private class sounds so luxurious and expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure it probably is.
It's just them two every week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was super fun. We have like little grippy socks, so you get to do that. And
like hospital socks?
Yeah, pretty much. And I also think of the socks you go when you wear to like a bounce house type thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like something like that. So we did that. That was super fun, and I don't stretch well. Like I'm not a bendy person. I'm very like frozen. So it was nice to do something a little bit different, and I could tell my body like wanted to do activity, and it hadn't done it in a while. And I didn't. There was only one point where I had to stop doing what we were doing. Like there was one where we were bending a lot that I just couldn't keep up with, so I stopped and drank some water and like hung out. And then eventually got back in. But it's always so funny when people are like, my face gets really red really fast, and so I was at one point laying down, so even more blood was flowing to my face, and she was like, are you sure you're okay? And I was like, I'm fine now, like I took a break, I'm good. My face just looks like this because like I'm laying down and I'm good now, but like earlier I wasn't good. Now I'm fine. Like I'm good now. And at one point we were doing one where we had our legs in the stirrups, or not stirrups, but like legs in the things, and we were doing like this. And she went over to one of the other girls. The other girl was like, Frannie's doing this correctly. She's like, you guys need to, she's doing it better than you guys. Like, it's their first time. Don't let her do it. I'm like, I can stretch like this. I can move my leg. I'm like, see, I can do this. And they said they were both really impressed, so they thought I did a good job. So that's something I'd like to eventually try again.
Yeah, I'm hoping we try it on Girls Weekend.
I think that would be really fun. I think they would really like it. So I really enjoyed it. So after that, we went back, packed. I kind of repacked for our trip, helped Rivers pack a little bit, and the next morning we set off to dear old Canada. So we drove straight through Michigan, which is not far. Like it's like an hour, like not even an hour from where we were to the border. Drove over. We took a border over the water on a bridge, not under the water, because that's a different option. So we did that.
Was it like a pretty bridge? Was
the water was really blue, like almost white blue. Like it was very interesting.
What was it? A Great Lake?
I believe it was adjacent to a Great Lake, but I can't tell you to be completely honest.
We'll
but you could see the lake off in the distance. Like you could see some of the beach that was associated with it.
Cool.
But yeah, it was cool. It was fun. Went through and they do the whole, what are you here for? And Corky's like, I'll talk. So we drive up, all our windows down, and he's like, we're going to the Taylor Swift concert. He's like, you too? And he's like, no, not me. Just taking the girls. And he's like, okay, you'll have a great time. And we go through and everything, and it was super easy.
Was that easy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So we did that, and then I read pretty much the whole time. I almost got a whole book done while we were reading because it was like 2 or 3 hours. So I was able to. I did a little Sudoku. I read my book.
Sudoku.
Yeah, whatever. I read my book. I was reading the like Lassoed series, so it was like a little cowboy romance. I was enjoying that. Cowboy Schmutt. I was enjoying that, so we did that for a little while. And then it was fun because we were just driving through farmland, and I still, my brain cannot comprehend how we got to where we were going. Like, we just drove through like highway and farmland. There was windmills everywhere, which are my favorite. I love windmills so much. And I think it's such a cool way. Like, you can have these farms, and these windmills aren't going to affect your farms. You can still have both and, like, be making that energy while also doing your farm stuff. I thought it was so cool. And you could, like, see them very far off in the distance, like, miles and miles away. You could see them, but they're not ugly. Like, they're just...
those big white ones?
Yeah, I love them so much. But I still can't understand how the highway got us to where Toronto was. Like, in my brain, I had the hardest time comprehending, like, we came in almost like parallel to Toronto. Okay. So, like, the highway came in and Toronto was over there. Mm-hmm. And on the other side is the lake. So there is nothing on the other side. It's just on the edge. But how we came in, I just wasn't, I don't know, something about it just made me, I couldn't understand how we got there. We went to our hotel and checked in and went to dinner that night. We went to Scatabush, which is an Italian restaurant.
Sounds super Canadian.
And it was super yummy. I took photos of, I wrote down like what we ate and stuff because I thought it was so interesting. So we went there twice while we were there. The first night we went, I got an espresso martini.
How was it?
It was really good.
So it's as good as everybody claims that they
I love espresso martinis, yeah. And it was... we need to do one the next time.
It's the biggest fad right now.
Yeah, I realize it's kind of fatty, but, you know, it's really yummy. Yeah, and you can get them with vodka or tequila. I don't know if I've had one yet with tequila, but people say it's really good.
Both sound disgusting.
Charlie really likes it. And I like them as well. I think they're really yummy. And they're like a good pick-me-up when you need something. Because I'm kind of not in a beer mood lately, and I kind of just have not been drinking really at all, so it was like a fun drink to get.
Mm-hmm.
So we
did.
Do
you taste the alcohol, or does it taste mostly like an iced coffee?
It kind of tastes like alcohol. No, it's cold. Okay. At least the ones that I've had, because they're shaken, I think, at some point, and then they put coffee beans on top. You can definitely taste, I think, of alcohol, but...
So what do you do with the coffee beans?
They just go to the bottom.
Okay.
They're just there. So we did that, and so I had that, and then for our appetizer, we got a polenta fries. So I didn't really know what that was until it showed up. So it's almost like a rice, like a grits, but made into like little, like log. Yeah. It was pretty good. It was pretty yummy, and it was crispy on the outside and like in a tomato sauce. That was really good. And then
God, I'm getting hungry.
I know. And then they had a really good Caesar that had little bacon bits on it, and I already love a Caesar, but a Caesar with bacon bits, and like it was so good. And then just spaghetti. I got spaghetti. I was real basic that day. And then I think that night we had tiramisu, which I love a tiramisu. So we did that, and then her and I actually went into the city and got dropped off so that we could see what it was like to ride the train back, because we were probably going to ride the train in the back for the concert. Mm-hmm. So Corky just dropped us off downtown, and we went to the CN Tower, which is like the super, super tall tower. And it was right by the concert, so we saw the people going in for night one, and like we were hoping we could hear, we couldn't hear anything. So we got to see that, and they had it lit up all in like rainbow colors, and it was really cool. So we did that.
Did you say that the tower like leans over?
When you're in it, it moves.
just moves from the wind, or it's
moves from the wind.
Oh.
There are parts where you can lean over it. There are parts, which we did do at some point, but it does, you can tell it kind of moves a little bit when you're at the very tippy top.
Yeah. Typical skyscraper, or like extra tall?
Extra tall. I would think it's extra tall. I mean, I've never been in like the Empire State Building, but at one point it was like the tallest building in the continental United States, continental North America, I guess is the right way to phrase it. But it was interesting. I would do it again. I would like to see it kind of in the daytime. We saw it at night, which was really cool. But I wish I could have seen the lake a little bit more because it's right on the lake, but we couldn't see that. So I would love to go back, and I would love to go back to Toronto in general. I feel like I didn't get enough time to like really truly experience it, and I would like want to stay in the city. And we didn't get to this time, but it was really cool. So we went up. So you can do the main like mezzanine where there's like an outdoor section. You can walk outdoors for a little bit. There's a part where you can lean over. There's like a cafe. There's like a lot of photo spots. And then if you go up, you can pay another amount to go all the way up to the top. And it's a tiny little, probably like as big as this dining room table is like the middle section. And then it goes a little bit further out where you can walk around like circular and kind of see everything. And that was fully closed in. But it was, you could kind of feel it sway a little bit. And it was really cool.
Like a very claustrophobic thing to be in.
It probably is bigger than this, to be honest, but it's...
Did y'all go up there?
Yeah, we went up there.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun, and it was... At one point I sat down, we were sitting down reading some stuff about it, and this little kid came up, and his dad came up with them, and the little kid was like, "Wow!" And I started crying a little bit because it was so cute. I was like, "People are so cute." It's like, "Oh no, I'm getting emotional." She goes, "Oh my God, you're actually getting emotional." I was like, "I know, but humans, even though they're horrible, are so cute." And she was like, "Aren't they?" I was like, "Yeah, they're so adorable." So like it was fun to sit up there and kind of see people's reactions and just look down. We did a little photo shoot in front of the glass. We sat down on the ground and did some like photo shoot photos. That was fun. I haven't posted those yet. I'm kind of saving them for a rainy day. So we did that. Walked around there, walked downstairs, and then left and took the train back in. So we got a little confused, but we asked a nice lady, and she was very helpful. She helped us figure out where to go. Number one thing I can say is that I did not feel unsafe at any point. Granted, I'm not one that feels unsafe often. Like, I usually am pretty good, but there was police everywhere. There was people for Taylor Swift everywhere. Like, there was always something going on, and they had, even at the last stop, even at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, there was a police officer at the last stop, like, being there as security. So, like, always felt really nice. Yeah, it felt really good in that aspect. Next day we woke up and...
So wait, did Corky drive all the way back to his home?
He took a plane home.
What? He took a plane home?
Yeah, he had to go home.
Took a rental?
We took our car. Well, we took their truck, and then he ended up having to go home unexpectedly.
And y'all drove the truck
back. Yeah, he had to go back unexpectedly. So
oh my God, that sucks.
Yeah.
For work?
He left some medicine at home that he had to take. Okay. Yeah, so he had to go back and take that.
My gosh, imagine leaving your medicine. You have to get on a plane.
I know, it was really funny. I was like, no, it was horrible. So the next day was the concert, so we got up and we were like, I wanted to get Tim Hortons, so we got Tim Hortons. I got those potato chips, and I didn't get to eat them because I couldn't confirm that they didn't have red dye in them. So I smelled them.
Ketchup ones?
Yeah, but I didn't get to eat them. But I know, but I didn't have any Benadryl.
You couldn't take them back to the U.S.?
We might have, or we might have just, like, Rivers might have finished them. I don't remember.
Okay.
But I bought them, so it was cool to buy them. So then the next morning we woke up, got Tim Hortons.
Did you get any of the donut holes from Tim Hortons?
No, I got donuts. I got a sugar donut and a normal donut. And then I got coffee. It was fine. I had to do it because it was Tim Hortons.
Anything? I would too. Is there anything that tastes...
It just tastes like coffee.
Different?
No, it just tastes normal.
The donuts better?
No, not really. They're good. I know.
I get to experience.
But I think it's fun to just say that you went to Tim Hortons. Like, it was cool to go. So we did that, and then, shocker, we went to Scatterbush again. So we each got a bigger salad, and then had that, and then we split the meal she had the night before, which I hadn't explained what that was yet, because it's very interesting. And I'm surprised that I liked it.
I'm about to order DoorDash. I'm so hungry thinking about it.
So we had the Zucca ravioli. It was roasted butternut squash and pear, brown butter Alfredo sauce, and hazelnut butter with a poor man's Parmesan and fried sage. Let me say that I was so confused by this, but it was so good. It was sweet and fulfilling, and like, it was so yummy. It was so interesting. And I, like, the first time I had a bite the night before, and I was like, and I did my little, and she was like, are you okay? And I was like, I don't know. And the next day we're like, let's split it. And I was like, yeah, let's split it. And the whole time I was like, I cut each ravioli into 4 pieces so I could kind of taste each bite. And I was like, I don't think I want any hazelnuts on it. And then the next day I was like, take some of those hazelnuts and put that on there. And I was like, and it was so good. It was
so interesting.
So yummy. I will think about that for a long time. That it was so good. It was really, really quite delicious. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. It was very interesting.
It's going to be adjacent to your favorite margarita in Houston?
It
be your favorite pasta in Canada?
Yes, it can be my favorite pasta in Canada because it will not be my favorite pasta of all time in other places. That still belongs to the pasta place in London in Borough Market.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was.
It's not going to be as good as that. I mean, nothing will ever beat that for me. I got that 3. There was a pasta place, and I can't remember what the pasta place is called, but it's in Borough Market in London. And I went one day as my like Borough Market trip, and it's just a truffle burrata ravioli with a red sauce. It's not that exciting. It was the best thing I'd ever tasted in my life, and at least pasta-wise, like, it was so good. And I went back 3 days. I went back 2 other times for it. No plan to need to do that. Not in my direction I was going at all. Borough Market was as far away from anything that I needed it to be, and I still went back for it, and it was delicious. I would also get I got the strawberries dipped in chocolate, but every time I would get a juice from the juice stand as well. It was really good. So it was a well-founded thing. So we did that. And then we went to a mall.
No, you haven't gone to the concert yet, right?
No, we haven't gone to the concert yet. So then we went to the mall. It was fine. Nothing exciting.
Any stores there that we also have in the U.S.?
Everything, like Zara, H&M, all those kind of same things, yeah.
Okay, so strange.
There are other stores that like the Walmart was one of the, like, anchor stores to the mall. So, like, you know how it's like a JCPenney or it was a Walmart.
Was it less cringy than ours?
No, it was more busy.
That's cool. But cool, right?
Yeah, it was interesting. It was weird. So we got some more beads so I could make some more bracelets. So then we went back to the hotel and I watched some Smosh videos and did bracelets, and she took a nap, and we got ready and then got all dressed up and went to the concert. And we got to, we parked where we had found the train station, rode the train in, made some friends on the train. We were a few minutes late to the concert, so we missed the opener, which I'm really sad that we missed Gracie Abrams, but it happens. Got in. I bought a t-shirt. I had avoided buying a t-shirt for a while, and I had bought a non-Taylor Swift merchandise t-shirt from Etsy the last concert, but I decided to suck it up because it was $60, but Canadian dollars. So really that was like $40 in American, and if you divide it by 2, because I went twice, it's $20. So it was really only $20. So I girl math my way into buying it. It's really good quality too, so I really liked it.
I don't know if I've seen that shirt yet.
I have only worn it once or twice.
Is it purple?
No, it's black, but it has like
it
has the different prints of her on there in like multiple colors. I wore it to Lauren's baby appointment the other day, and then wore it to something else. I wore it back from my trip, so I've worn it like once or twice. So got that. We listened to the concert.
Favorite moment at the concert?
Kind of all blurs together. It's just so good. All of it's great.
Did you cry?
No.
Okay.
But I was probably hyped up on adrenaline at that point. I wasn't going to cry. The surprise songs for us were... I took pictures of them so I could remember what they were. My brain was... I know one of them was... I Don't Want to Live Forever, which is the Zayn song from 50 Shades of Grey, mixed with Mine, which was really cute. So that was for the... I think it was guitar, and then piano was Evermore and Peter, which I liked both of those. Peter I was intrigued about. I don't know that I had listened a lot to Peter beforehand, but I listened to actually listened to it the other day. I let it play instead of skipping it, and I enjoyed it. I was really surprised. Um,
I don't think I know any of these songs. Like, I'd have to hear them.
Yeah, they're more obscure. Probably one of the closest would be the one with Zayn or the Mine. Those are the two that you probably would be.
Is Zayn the one that's no longer with us?
No, that's Liam.
Okay.
Zayn's the one who had a baby with Gigi Hadid.
Okay.
So concert was really good. Taylor took us to church.
Did she?
Yeah, she always takes us to church.
What do you mean?
There's a song that she sings that everybody's like, take
me to
that they I can't remember what the song is, but it was really fun.
So like she sings Hosier?
No, she just sings a song that like makes you feel like you're in church and the lights go up and like it's all this whole thing. I liked it being inside of the venue, more of an outside venue. I felt like you could hear the crowd so much more, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Like, you could hear her, obviously, but you could really hear the crowd. I did get a little emotional always when they do the 22 hat to give to the little kid. That was really sweet. Yeah, it's a super fun time. I always enjoy it. It's one of those things you'll never forget, kind of, and it's really cool. Did you see something?
I thought I heard little voices talking.
The voices.
Not the inner voice.
It's not the inner voice. So yeah, it was fun. So then we left there, went back, we got McDonald's French fries as a snack because I was hungry. Which is not something I had McDonald's French fries twice on that trip, which is wild.
Do they taste better in Canada?
It tasted the same.
For everything.
Tasted the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't seem any different.
Together, Canada.
And the Diet Coke didn't taste any different than I could tell. So then we went to sleep, and then the next day we woke up, we went to brunch. Brunch was delicious. Let me tell you about that one. So we went to a place. I took notes for everything so I could actually be able to talk about it.
You can hear the monster that just roared in. It's Frannie's AC.
Leave our AC alone, okay? So we went to something called Mildred's Temple Kitchen.
Okay.
And it was in this cute little area that like had little shops and restaurants and stuff. And to drink, I had the Uncle Gray's hot chocolate, which is the Uncle Gray Earl Grey tea with excuse me, Earl Grey hot chocolate with hot chocolate ganache, and it just got mixed up into like a hot chocolate tea. And it was I actually bought chocolate syrup to be able to do it here because it was so yummy. Like I enjoyed it so much. So I had that. Riverside, a specialty drink that was like Taylor Swift themed because they had a Taylor Swift menu. So then I did kind of a mix. So she got some sort of eggs, avocado-y, that kind of thing. Not my vibe. I was like, I have a hard time with brunch, not wanting it to be, like, I want it to be sweet, but also the best brunch is also savory. So, like, I don't know what to do. So I went kind of mixed. They have these blueberry pancakes that are fluffy. So, like, they're thick and fluffy. And so I got one of those. They have a wild blueberry compote, maple syrup, and whipped cream, and their pancakes are like buttermilk, super fluffy. So I got one of those, and then I got one of the Taylor Swift themed version that they had, which was, let me go find the picture real quick.
Did you know that they were fluffy because
we saw them while they were there? Yeah.
I could go for a pancake.
They made Taylor Swift pancakes version, which was vanilla chai pancakes with chai infused maple syrup and pecan crumble topping. That was the best one, comparatively even to the blueberry one. Like, I loved it so much. The flavor was so different and not what I was expecting. It was so good, and it was richer than I was thinking it was going to be. And, like, the blueberries tasted like blueberries, but the chai had something much heavier to it. I really, really enjoyed it. And then we got bacon, because why not? And we had really good, just like home fries. Like, they were just like perfectly crispy burnt and like so good. And they were like rosemary, and I could have eaten them all day. And then I got a champagne, and so that was super fun. And then we left the restaurant, and I think I met the love of my life, but he didn't. Like, we didn't talk or anything, but it was a fun moment because we left the restaurant and we were like driving out in the truck, and like I said, I was like, oh, that guy's kind of cute, and he like looked over like he could hear me, and he was like looking at me, and like as we drove away, I looked at him, and he just was like, I was like, oh my god, that was way too much eye contact from me being in the car, and like it was a weird moment. That was a weird moment. I was like, I know, it was really strange. Like, what's going on? So then after that, what else did we do that day? I don't even remember. Oh, River's got a tattoo.
Ooh.
So
I forgot you told me this.
Yeah, so she went and got her tattoo, so she got her angel number 1234 on her lip, but upside down so that if she were to pull her lip open, she could read it.
Mm-hmm.
So she got that, and the guy was really nice that did the tattoo. And then we went to dinner that night at, I wrote this down too. I tried to make notes so I could make sure I knew what I was talking about. So we went to a sushi restaurant, and it was called, where's it go? Oh my gosh, should I not take a picture of the name of the sushi restaurant? Miku. Haha. So we went to Miku. And Rivers doesn't really like sushi. So it was supposed to be for like me and Corky to enjoy. Mm-hmm. So it really just ended up being a me thing. So we got edamame and Brussels sprouts. The Brussels sprouts were like as a little appetizer. Oh. And they were good.
It's so different for a sushi restaurant, I think, right?
I don't know. I guess
maybe. Have you ever gotten Brussels sprouts before?
No. It may have just been a them thing. So we got Brussels sprouts, and it was good. The bacon was like thick.
Yeah.
Like thick and square, and I tried to eat it, and I couldn't do it. But it was fun while it lasted, and her meal was Brussels sprouts and rice. I was like, oh, you poor thing.
They didn't have noodles or...
It was more of a sushi restaurant.
Okay,
but yeah, so we went there, and then I had something called I'm going to mess this up. Abori ashi sushi, which is like a pressed sushi. Mm. So it's like a rice with like the sushi and the topping, and it's pressed into like, almost it looks like a wafer, like a vanilla wafer, like a strawberry wafer. And that was really good. I got the sampler, so a piece of salmon, a piece of ebi, and a saba oshi. So the ebi is like a prawn, the saba is a mackerel, and then the salmon's obviously a salmon. So we did that, and that was really good. And then as just normal, I got my nigiri, which is the fish on rice, and I got, she did 4 with nothing on them, and then 4 how they dress them. So, like, you can get, like, certain seeds, like, one had, like, a little bit of gold flake on it, like, somebody else had, I don't really think there was any caviar in any of them.
And, like, sauces and stuff?
Like a little tiny sauce, or, like, a little lemon juice, kind of, she let me kind of choose, because I get a couple of, like, I would do, like, 2 yellowtail, I did 1 or 2 tuna, and one of them I got, like, the super fatty belly. I love a scallop, so I did, I think, 2 scallops, so I did that. And then, surprisingly, although the sushi was amazing, and it was totally worth it, and I loved it, the best thing I had that night was the dessert. Not that the sushi wasn't good, but the dessert was just, I hadn't had anything like it before. It's kind of like when I went to Nobu, when I was in London, the dessert was, like, my favorite part of the meal there as well. So this one was a yuzu lemon mousse. So it was candied yuzu lemon cream, citrus compote. I had them take off the raspberry tulle because I couldn't confirm that it didn't have red dye, and then hazelnut crumble and a yuzu ice cream.
It does sound really good.
So good. It was so yummy. I enjoyed it so much, and I almost wanted to lick the plate clean. Like, it was so good. So we did that, and I love yuzu. I wish it was in more stuff, but we just don't get it as much like around here, because it's almost like adjacent to like a strawberry or a lemon or a lime. It's citrusy kind of flavor, but it was really good. So we left there and drove back to the hotel, and then got up the next day and traveled home. Got some more French fries from McDonald's. Got some. Actually walked in to the gas station once we got across the border. Got into the gas station, and there was a game playing. I could hear it on the radio, and I was like, they're like, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I was like,
are losing.
And I was like, how bad are you beating the Jags? She's like, really bad. It's like 54 or something. I was like, of course it is. And I was like, I'm a Jags fan, and she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, oh,
like the gas station attendant.
Yeah, she was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, thanks, I know. Got some lotto tickets. Didn't win anything, but it was a fun activity while we were there. And then I don't think we did anything when we got back. I can't remember. We might have gone to Target that night.
You had like a rest day, didn't you?
Yeah, that was probably the next day. Was like a rest day, and just hung out at the house and like we watched a lot of Housewives of Salt Lake City. So we did that, and it was pretty fun. And then it was time to come home. Wah, wah. She does let me go through her closet when I'm there, so I got to like pick out some items to bring home. But yeah, then it was time to go home, and so they were having issues figuring out how they were going to get me to the airport. So they both had to work that day, and they're like, I was like, I'll Uber, and they're like, an Uber's like $100, and I was like,
jeez.
Okay, I don't want to Uber, but I will. Like, I'll totally do it. It's not a big deal. And she was like, well, I said, why don't you guys just take me at like 8 in the morning? And she was like, but your flight's not till like 2 or 3. And I was like,
better than
I was like, to be honest, I love the airport, so like, take me, please. And she was like, okay. So they dropped me off at the airport at like 8 a.m. I got there, read for a little while, finished the book I was reading while I was waiting to check in my luggage. And I took in my luggage, and then I went in and had breakfast at Chick-fil-A, and I did some of our social media stuff for here. I got our video ready and posted on YouTube, and then I was able to do like our Monday recap on that day. It's a little late, but I did the Monday recap of what we did over the weekend, and that was super fun. And I like just sat at the airport, and like I got snacks from Starbucks, and every like hour or two I would get up and walk the length of the airport back and forth, which was like a pretty long, they had a tram taking it back and forth. So I'd get up and walk back and forth down the airport and go get some water and stop and get a magnet and get some more snacks. And I found a quiet spot over by an airplane, like looked at the cute boys and like saw where people were going. Like there's a bunch of people going to Minneapolis where I was, and then I walked by Amsterdam and Tokyo and like all that fun stuff. And at one point where I was walking to go get ready to go on my plane, and I was like, what is that noise? Like I hear there's somebody like they're singing live, and it was somebody doing karaoke, like Christmas karaoke, just in the middle of the place. There was like a live DJ, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. And I like kind of smiled and like was like laughing, and this guy next to me was like, oh no, there was gonna be live music. I was like, I don't know me either. I didn't know, like, what's this? And Starbucks was fun. I went there twice. They probably knew me by the end of it. The security, it was like the one time security could have taken longer, and it was the quickest. It was even quicker than here. I was like, well, I guess we'll just go. And then I got on the plane, and then I was sad when I came home. And then, yeah. So it was a fun time. It was good. It was good.
A lot of little magical moments.
Yeah, I love a little magical moment. Those are the best parts of a trip, is the little moments. And I have a lot of those, specifically with some of my big trips I've taken lately. There's been quite a few little cute moments and synchronicities that show up.
Good.
So it's been fun.
There better be.
Well, I've taken the first whole episode of my talking. Do you want to do real quick a little bit of a...
my favorite Scuda?
Yeah, my favorite Scuda, and if we have a 1-800-BEYONCE, I think we...
Absolutely.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
No, I want you to go first, because I forgot I was supposed to be thinking.
Do you want to do... I'll do my favorite Scuda first, or...
Your favorite Scuda.
So I'm going to go with, I went to the dentist yesterday, and it's the one health I go to. I don't go to many other doctors, but I have no cavities.
Yay!
So I was pretty excited. I was pretty proud of myself, coming from a family that has dental issues. My teeth aren't perfect, but there's no cavities, and
that's really
she said my gums didn't bleed, which I was surprised by, because they bleed at home.
Do you floss?
Not best flosser. That's the thing I still...
Maybe she wasn't a good flosser.
I think it's because I had started flossing in preparation of the dentist appointment, so they were like kind of prepared.
Yeah.
Flossing is the one thing I struggle with. I just need to suck it up and do better at it, but it is what it is. So she said they were looking good, and I was proud of myself, and yeah, that's my favorite Scuda.
Okay.
What's yours?
I thought of one.
Yay!
So I reached out to ViStar looking at loans for maybe a new vehicle, and I got my credit score back.
And that was positive?
Yeah, it was like 806.
Oh, that's exciting.
That's not what I was thinking. I was going to say earlier, but it was the first thing that came up.
That's fun. I like that. So no new car?
I don't think I want one for a while. I don't know why I always jump the gun as far as like getting information for loans, because you don't really need that until you're ready to buy the car.
It's nice to know.
But
I know you looked at like RVs too, or that kind of...
I'm not going to get a camper. My dad wanted me to get a camper.
But I know that's what you talked about.
This is not my
plan.
Yeah. I'm thinking about getting a truck, though.
Oh, fun.
Initially, that was for an RV. But no. Yeah. I don't want that. I don't need to explain it. It's not a good idea.
That's exciting. Yay.
There were other moments. I just forgot what it is.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Do you have a 1-800-BIATCH?
1-800-BIATCH. Nope. None that's coming to mind.
Other than just normal.
I mean, I can bitch about how I have not been getting out of my bed early enough to go to the gym.
That happens.
I just kept turning the alarm off and sleeping.
That happens.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
There's way bigger things to bitch about.
Yeah.
Like insurance prices.
Insurance prices. Privatizing USPS is a bad idea. Those kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of mine. I'm really sad if they take away TikTok. That's my sadness. Yeah. I'm really sad about that. But yes, what was your?
Have another 1-800-BIATCH.
That's my TikTok. That TikTok's gonna go away.
What was it? I was gonna say that we had our Christmas with our friends.
Yeah.
Soup soiree.
Soup soiree.
So
yeah.
That's my favorite's Gouda.
Yeah, we've had a couple good friend moments since the last podcast. We had our Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. We had some friends come into town.
Oh my gosh, yeah, there's so much more to catch up on part 2.
Yeah. Which will be coming up shortly. Yeah. We'll do a part 2 as well. Well, yeah.
I don't have to record that tonight, do I?
No, we can. She's sweepy. Yeah, we can record it another night. We can do it, and then you'll have more time to tell us all about your trip. Give us lots of details.
Maybe I should actually write it down this time so I can... I'm not as good of a storyteller as you, but if I write it down, I can...
You do really good with your notes.
Do the filling in part, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not... I don't feel like I'm a good storyteller, but I try.
Well, you're good at talking. Like, you're good at...
I talk too much, yeah.
the details and talking about the details.
Yeah, I do like that part.
I'm a very private person, so I just naturally forget.
Yeah, how was your trip? My dad and I drove.
I flew to New Mexico.
My dad and I drove
to Arizona. We drove back to New Mexico. We drove all the way across the country back to Florida. The end.
Yeah. That will be next week's podcast. You got an early view.
But I'll go through, yeah. You got a preview.
Yeah. And we'll talk a little bit about, we can talk about Friendsgiving and we can talk about Christmas.
And Friends Christmas and Wicked a little bit more.
Yeah, we went to a baby shower. That was super fun. Yeah, we can kind of talk about.
You went to a baby shower.
Yeah. But we hung out with them. Like, that was cool. So we can talk about some of that. Yeah.
We can talk about...
Maybe by next week something.
You know... So wait, today's the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time we record that, it'll be like a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll think of more.
I know we're working on doing a 5 favorite things episode. So for the 5 favorite things we were going to do... I'm trying to be better about not consuming as much, but I like things. So I want to do a 5 favorite things that you swear by, that you would buy no matter what, not just but people have a little bit more money at the beginning of the year because of Christmas. With gift cards. I think these are a couple items that would be good to buy. Unfortunately, Amazon is one of my items that I need to stop buying from Amazon. I'm going to try to be... I'm trying to get away from Jeff Bezos, but I just haven't plunged quite yet. The only thing there's one thing I specifically buy monthly or every couple months from them that I just need to figure out the better way to source that, which is my snail cream, which is one of my 5 favorite things. So they have a website. It's just a little bit not overnight to get it. I just have to plan to order it to get it in time.
Oh, I forgot we use different snail creams.
Yeah, but
also,
so
look at us right on the dot.
Yeah,
30 seconds to go.
But yeah, we're gonna go over 5 favorite things of things that we swear by, kind of thing. Hot. But yeah, let us know what you think of the episode. Our friends are listening, and hi friends.
Hi, friends.
If you're not our friends, subscribe and become our friends.
Subscribe, comment, share, copy link.
I'm going to do my best to get our Substack up and rolling, so we have that moving forward with some more documentation and photos.
Still don't know what that is. Can't wait to see it.
It'll be like a little blog. It's like a little blog. So I'm going to do the TikTok one that we did and get all the TikTokers on there, and then from what we went over today, I'm going to go through and link some stuff and some photos and share some stuff.
I'm excited to do blog type posts, maybe. I really want to take my journaling into a more public avenue.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some other things. I'm interested in finding some things that can be like templates almost for like ideas or thoughts, like how in our quick sideshow in our friend group we were talking about like we want a therapist and that would be really cool. I wish there was something that was like therapy but wasn't, so like a bunch of questions, like how people write like books about questions and that kind of thing. I think it would be really cool.
No, I need further explanation. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about.
So like you can go to a bookstore and it's a book and it's like notes to yourself or like answer these questions, like a journal that like a writing journal almost, okay. But like it gives you prompts. Okay. I kind of want to do.
Giants.
I'm not great at journaling and I'm not great at prompts, so I would like to try to explore that as somebody who's not good at it. And I think it would be interesting to like do something template wise.
I would love to write one of those and sell it.
Yeah, that's what I want to do is like find, because I know a big thing, a lot of people make a lot of extra income from templates on Etsy and from other sites like that, and I think that would be really cool. But to have it be I'm not going to put out a money template because that's not my vibe. But like I think they're
make money template?
Like a budget template.
I feel like I could do that.
You could do that very easily. I'm not good at that. I don't know what I would be good at, but I think that would be fun to do and have some version of creativity associated with that and mental health and like being a strong woman. I think that'd be really interesting. So I think that'd be fun.
Do it.
We'll see.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna try to write. I'm gonna try to write a little bit tonight too. We'll see.
Hell yes.
I keep saying that I want to write, and then at least I'm thinking about it. It's constantly on my brain.
I get so mad when I think about all the things that I want to do that don't take a lot of time in my day. Just journaling, sometimes I don't even get it done because I don't prioritize it. Like, I would lay in the bed, not doing anything, or scroll on my phone already.
Yeah.
Or I'm on the couch watching TV and scrolling my phone. It's like, it makes me want to rip my hair out when I think about how much time I spend doing nothing.
Yeah, I think that's hard. It's part of the like hustle, like needing to be productive all the time. There's time to be silent and quiet and just veg out, but there's time to be productive too. It's a hard mix. I'm trying to get better about my sleep, so I'm trying to go to bed a little bit earlier. It's not always working. Like last night I was in bed by like 9:30 to try to go to sleep.
What time did you fall asleep?
12. But
that's pretty good though.
I stayed up reading later than I should have. That was part of it. But like I was trying to prepare. I didn't watch TikTok. I just lost track of time, but I tried.
You tried.
Yeah.
That's a good step.
So I'm trying to get better at that. So
you want to hear something?
Yeah.
I finally finished book 4.
Yay! How exciting!
I'm so excited to.
Book 5 it is.
Yeah, because I read. You know how she has a blurb of the next book in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, clearly it was about Nesta talking about the cauldron. I was like, I can't wait to hear her perspective. I can't wait to be inside Nesta's brain.
Being inside Nesta's brain is fun.
Is that what book 5 is? Is it inside Nesta and Cassian's brain?
It's inside Nesta's brain. I don't think it's necessarily inside Cassian's brain.
Okay, so all of book 5, I get to be inside of Nesta.
I believe so, yes.
God, I cannot wait.
Yeah, I love Nesta.
Oh, we do? Is this when we fall in love with Nesta?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to ruin it for you.
No, you're not ruining it for me. I don't mind falling in love with Nesta, but up until now, Nesta's just a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see inside of Nesta's brain because I know she's got love in there.
Yeah,
it's there. We know she loves Elaine. We know she loves Feyre, even though she's a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
And we know she loves Cassian, even though she also is like, get away from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited to see what's really going on up in there.
I'm excited for you. It's my favorite of the books.
Okay.
It's good. I haven't finished the book I'm reading right now. I'm reading In Ruin, I think it is. And it's good. It's okay so far. Like, it's pretty good.
Oh, maybe that was my. I'm sorry.
So you finished your book? That was your Scooter. I'm gonna start reading Iron Throne. Throne of Glass. Okay. Throne of Glass. I'm mixed up. I was thinking of Game of Thrones, Iron Flame, all in together. I'm reading Throne of Glass again, so I'm going to start with that. We have a friend that just started it, so I'm going to start again and reread it all together. So I just haven't gotten there yet. But
are you doing any audiobooks?
I'm not an audiobook girly.
Okay.
I will do an audio. I have done an audiobook before, but at this point I don't have time to fit in an audiobook if I'm not listening to music I'm reading or watching like a YouTube channel or something. So I'm excited.
I've been trying to get into audiobooks. Like I'm listening to 101 essays about psychological stuff, and I'm also listening to 1491, I think it is, and it's about discovering the Native Americans.
Oh, cool.
And, yeah, how different their lives were than how it looked to the Europeans who came over.
White people, they ruined it all.
The whites.
The whites.
The colonizers.
I'm struggling with there's a bunch of nonfiction books that I want to read, and I'm struggling really hard on the nonfiction. I just can't get into it brain-wise, but we'll see.
I'm so ready to go back to a nonfiction book. A self-helper.
No. Mine aren't even going to be self-help. Mine are like more like how women's history has been turned against them. Like, it's very interesting, like a lot of like feministy books.
Yeah. I've reached the age where I want to learn history.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, I hated history. I was like, shut up, who cares? But now it's like, I don't know, I feel a little dumb not knowing the history. So now I'm intrigued. I'm like, I want to be smart.
I love it.
Our history.
History repeats itself.
Well, hopefully there's some things we won't repeat, and we're kind of already heading there. But
yeah, we'll try. But yeah,
I just want to be smart.
Yeah,
I want to know.
You're already smart. It's just about, you yearn for knowledge.
Yeah.
I think that's what Phoebe Buffay on Friends said. She yearned for knowledge.
I do yearn.
So
I think intelligence is so sexy.
Yeah, bring yearning back.
And
intelligence.
I gotta walk what I talk, I guess. If I'm expecting to fall in love with somebody who's intelligent, I would like to also be intelligent.
And knowledgeable, too. Like, I think there's levels to it. I always say, not everybody is, like, there's uneducated. And sometimes you can't help but be uneducated. But there are some people that stay ignorant.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't like, is if you're not trying to better yourself in some way. Mm-hmm. That's what I struggle with, is people who choose to be ignorant and not learn. Mm-hmm. Whatever that may be. Yeah.
I've got the example in my head.
Oh.
Yes, I am.
Wah wah. But yeah. So yeah.
Great episode.
Yay. We'll see you next week when we kind of go over some more fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
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 Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, they didn't die on us.